Hey y'all, I'm going out on another adventure. You wanna come along with me? Let's go!
The first part of my trip takes us over a portion of the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia. The parkway stretches for 469 miles, connecting Shenandoah National Park in Virginia to Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee. I stopped by the Peaks of Otter for a few minutes, and it turns out they have a Junior Ranger program here and at many other points along the parkway. You can earn the badge at any of the visitor centers, but if you go to the mall and collect and complete the pages, you get more rewards. Completing 4 pages gets you a pass, but you get a really cool pin if you complete all 10. I definitely shoot for all 3, but I didn't have enough time at this stop. Don't worry, we'll plan a special trip in the near future. We made it to Appomattox, but the rain was pouring. So I took extra time in the museum to check out the place where America reunited. The surrender at Appomattox took place on April 9th, 1865, 4 long bloody years after it began. The rain finally stopped, so I got to explore.
The house behind me is where General Lee surrendered to Grant.
The McLean House is where it all happened. Confederate soldiers stacked their guns and were saluted by the Union soldiers as they arrived. They were also allowed to keep their horses after the surrender. Sadly, there was one civilian casualty. Her name was Hannah Reynolds, and she was a slave who refused to leave the home when the fighting started. On my way past the tavern, I decided to talk to some ladies about the war.
I need to ask you guys a question. Was the war worth it?
I didn't decide to fight.
Miss Lizzie, she's just a young girl. She has no opinions other than her mother and her father's opinions. But I myself, this late unpleasantness has been quite difficult. While my youngest son, Lafayette, died at the beginning of the war back in 1861, his gravesite is there in the field beyond the guest house. But my older 2 sons survived the war. And for us here in the South, I'm sure many feel as though the war was not worth it. So much human loss.
Then I checked out the old jail to see what it was like back then. It wasn't pleasant. After exploring more of the site, I headed back to the visitor center to turn in my packet for a badge. I was also given a pardon paper, just like returning Confederate soldiers were given after the surrender, to allow them to return home without any problems from the Union Army.
Look at that. Badge number 40, Appomattox Courthouse.
Stick around. This adventure continues in my next video.